Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert, and I'm delighted to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey with us. In the world of hospitality, things sometimes go wrong. That's just a fact. But what if I told you that a guest complaint, especially one sent by email, isn't actually a problem? What if it's your single greatest opportunity? Today, we are going to break down how you can master the art of service recovery and turn an unhappy guest into one of your most loyal advocates.
All right, let's start with an idea that might feel a little bit backwards at first, but it is the absolute foundation of everything we're discussing today. Take a look at this. A well-handled complaint often creates even stronger guest loyalty than a flawless stay. Think about that. A complaint isn't a failure, not at all. It's a rare chance to prove just how much you care on a whole other level.
So to really master this opportunity, we're going to follow a clear, 5-step game plan. First, we'll dive into the unique challenges of email. Then, we'll build that crucial foundation of empathy. From there, we'll move into decisive action, polish our communication, and finally, learn exactly how to transform that initial complaint into lasting loyalty.
Okay, let's begin with the environment itself. Handling a guest issue over email is a totally different ballgame than doing it in person. It's a specific skill, one that demands a really high degree of professionalism and emotional intelligence, precisely because the human element is filtered through a screen.
This slide really brings the challenge to life. When you're face-to-face, you have your smile, your tone of voice, your body language, all these tools to build instant rapport. But in an email, all you have are your words. That means every single word, every phrase, even your punctuation carries so much weight. The chance of being misunderstood is incredibly high, so our response has to be crafted perfectly to bridge that digital divide.
And that brings us to our second phase, which is frankly the most crucial one. Before you even think about a solution, before you investigate what went wrong, you have to build a solid foundation of empathy and understanding. This step, it's completely non-negotiable.
Think of this 3-step process as your immediate mental checklist. First, read between the lines. What's the emotion here? Is the guest frustrated? Disappointed? Maybe even a little anxious? Second, you have to validate that feeling directly. A simple phrase like, "I can certainly understand how frustrating that must have been," is incredibly powerful. And finally, offer a sincere, genuine apology for their experience and thank them for bringing it to your attention.
So here's the bottom line for this section. Your number one priority is to make the guest feel heard. Think about it from a human perspective. When you complain about something, the very first thing you want is for someone to just acknowledge your frustration. That's why you have to resist that powerful natural urge to immediately explain why something happened. The guest is looking for validation, not a list of justifications.
All right, so once that foundation of empathy is firmly in place, now we can pivot. We can shift from listening to acting. This is where we show our competence and our commitment to making things right with a clear, solution-oriented approach. Now, once you've shown that empathy, I want you to just pause for a moment. Before you type a single word about the solution, ask yourself this really fundamental question. What does this guest truly want? Sure, a practical fix is part of it, but believe me, the real answer is almost always deeper and more emotional than just a simple refund.
And this really illustrates those key psychological needs you've got to address. They want validation, to know their experience mattered. They want clarity, but without any defensive excuses. Of course, they need a specific, tangible solution. But above all, they want to feel heard and respected. A truly successful resolution is one that checks all of these boxes.
This is the exact mindset you need to adopt. It's about shifting the entire focus of the conversation away from the past problem and squarely onto the future solution. Your language needs to become active and forward-looking. It's all about what you can and will do for them starting right now.
And when you offer that solution, specificity is absolutely your best friend. Don't just say, "We'll look into it." Say, "I have already dispatched our engineer to repair the air conditioner and they will be there within 15 minutes. If compensation is the right move, frame it as a sincere gesture of goodwill and apology for their trouble. It's never, ever a transaction just to buy their silence.
Okay, let's move on to the soft skills, the polish that elevates your response from just good to truly exceptional. These are the details in your communication that build trust and really showcase the high standards of your property. This table really sums up the 3 pillars of professional tone. Timeliness is crucial. It shows you're on the ball and you respect their time. A consistent, calm, and empathetic tone works wonders to de-escalate tension, even if the guest is furious. Never match their anger.
And finally, confidentiality demonstrates your integrity and reassures the guest their concerns are being handled with the utmost discretion.
And speaking of timeliness, here's the number I want you to remember: 1 hour. Our analysis shows that a simple initial acknowledgement within 1 hour can dramatically reduce a guest's frustration. Even if a full solution takes longer, that quick reply says loud and clear, "We've got your message, we're taking it seriously, and we are on it."
Finally, let's look at the actions that truly close the loop. You see, a great service recovery doesn't end when the problem is solved. It ends when you've solidified that relationship for the future. These last steps are what separate good service from truly great, memorable service. Always invite more dialogue, show them the door is always open, reiterate your gratitude, because honestly, their feedback is a gift that helps you improve. And, critically, document the incident internally. Every single complaint is a free piece of consulting that tells you exactly how to make your entire operation better. So, when you boil it all down, professional service recovery isn't some complex secret formula. Not at all. It's about a disciplined focus on 3 fundamental human elements: showing genuine empathy, taking responsible action, and communicating with absolute clarity. If you can master these, you will master the art of turning challenges into loyalty. So as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this to think about. What is that one complaint that, if you and your team handled it perfectly, could define your hotel's reputation for incredible service? Because the very next email you write could be that exact moment for your guest, for your hotel, and for your own career.